Hello and welcome to Chapter 10 of the Raven Diaries. If you have made it to this channel, then you are supposed to be here, and I'm glad that you are. For this video, I'll be sharing with you some sweet summer days in my life. You'll see how things are progressing with my zodiac animal calendar. Some outdoor fun with my dog Shadow. My first attempt at painting with gouache, and more. So please grab a beverage of your choice, sit back, relax, and enjoy this chapter of the Raven Diaries. So I love summer. It's my favorite season. The hot weather, the sunshine, all the greenery and animals that are outside. And Shadow loves it too because it means that he can enjoy the parks and other things that dogs love to do outside. We take him for at least 2 walks a day, early in the morning and early in the evening, so that the temperature is a bit cooler for him. He is wearing that plush fur coat of his after all. And as always, there is no real fur on this channel except for Shadow's fur, and also some raccoons that you will see at the end of this video. Don't forget to keep your dog hydrated during the warmer weather. And now that Shadow has had his exercise, let's see how things are going with my zodiac animal calendar. I have finally finished painting all 12 of the animals for my 2027 calendar. It took me half a year, but I think that it was worth it. These are all done in watercolor, and I'll be ordering the prints for the calendar soon. The snake was the last animal that I had to paint, and I think it turned out pretty well. Here is the matching sticker that goes with it. And here are all the stickers that will come with the calendar. I'm glad that I did an inventory of these because I realized that I needed to order more of the goat stickers. Those have been popular this year, along with the horse and dragon stickers. For the dragon stickers, I thought I would do something fun. I'm including some sparkle dragon stickers randomly for those of you who have ordered the calendar. Good luck! I hope you get the dragon sticker that you want. I decided to start packaging the sticker packs since all the stickers have arrived in my studio. I'll be putting them in these red envelopes with my signature Periton design on the front and sealing them with a wax seal. I am a sucker for pretty packaging, and my calendars will be packaged very nicely. I got these red velvet envelopes from Etsy to put the prints for my calendar in. I don't know if you can see how luxurious they are on camera, but they are really beautiful. I'll also put some of this pretty gold ribbon around them so that it looks like a little gift. There will be one cover print, 12 prints for the months of the year, and a bonus holiday print with a personal message from yours truly. All the prints will be separate so that you can flip through them each month as the year goes by. I'll also include this stand so that you can keep the calendar on your desk. Thank you to everyone who has ordered my calendar so far. I have 30 orders, mostly from people in Toronto, so I'll be dropping off the calendars to you in September of this year. For those of you not in Toronto, I'll be sending your calendars via the mail in October while I'm in France. No Canada Post for me. I've been burned too many times by their strikes during the holiday season. And for those of you who would like to purchase one of my calendars, they will be available at the Curated Market Co. in Midtown Toronto at the beginning of September this year. I went back to using an analog calendar this year. I have 2 small ones on my desk and I love them. There is something so satisfying about crossing the days off. Much better than any digital calendar. I'll definitely be keeping one of my calendars for personal use next year. And now it is time for a little library interlude. Hello, welcome to my little library interlude. This is my other happy place besides my attic art room. I love coming in here to read every day, and I also practice my harp. Shadow loves harp music. Every time I play, he comes in here, curls up next to me, and goes to sleep. Anyway, I wanted to show you some new art supplies and books that I got in preparation for our trip at the end of the year. We will be going to Paris for our 20th anniversary. We went there for our honeymoon, which is why we're going there at the end of the year for our anniversary. So I'm super excited to go back. We have not been back in 20 years. And don't worry, Shadow will be coming with us. But I got some art supplies and books to prepare for the trip. So let's see what those are. The first thing I got is this sketchbook from Lucchetti. I plan to do a travel journal in here of our trip, and I'm super excited about this because it has 600 GSM pages in it, which is double the GSM I usually paint on. These are the pages and they lie completely flat. There's no valley in the middle, so you can do an entire spread over the 2 pages. I'm hoping to make my travel journal into a book one day, so we'll see how that goes. And then I got this palette from Marin Montagu, who's an artist in Paris, and they have a store there. I'm super excited to go to the actual store when we're there on our trip. Here is the palette with a beautiful illustration on the front. And here is the inside of the palette. Super excited to use this on my trip too. And then from the same artist, I got 2 books. These are actually the same book, but one is in French and one is in English because I want to improve my French before we go. My French is pretty good. Like, I did French immersion at school and at uni, and then I even worked in Montreal for a bit, but my French still could use some improvement, which is why I got the French version of the book as well as the English one. How beautiful are these books though? There's this lovely gold foil detailing on the front, and on the inside, here's the cover page. And it's filled with these beautiful illustrations. I love this artist's style. It's just so charming. And there's little descriptions of all the places that you can visit, from restaurants to shops to gardens. And I've already started reading the English one and noting down the places I want to visit, like the gardens with Shadow. Hopefully he's allowed in there, but we'll check before we go. It's a public garden, so it should be okay. And here is the French version of the book. There's the inside. I'm excited to read this too and learn some words and phrases that I don't know yet in French. So those are the things that I have bought in preparation for our trip to Paris. I hope you liked this little library interlude. And now let's get back to my calming ASMR Australian voiceover voice. I hope you enjoyed that little library interlude. And now let's see my first attempt at painting with gouache. For those of you who watch this channel regularly, you'll know that I am a watercolor artist. I started painting with watercolor about 2 years ago. When I first said that I wanted to learn this medium, all of my art friends said things like, "But why would you want to do that? It's the most difficult artistic medium to learn. It's so unpredictable. You can't control it." But those are the kind of things that I like about watercolor. And I took to it like a duck to, well, water. Recently, I decided I wanted to try something different, so I bought some gouache to paint with. When I told my art friends that I wanted to paint with gouache, they said things like, "Oh, well, you know how to paint with watercolor, so painting with gouache will be easy for you." But will it? Let's find out. First, I decided to swatch all the colors in my little swatch book. I bought this summer set from Holbein, and if I really like a color in the set, I'll put a little heart next to it in the swatch book. For my first gouache painting, I decided to paint something easy, some lemons and leaves. Feel free to paint along with me, and while we paint, I'll share some of the tips that my artist friends who use this type of paint told me. Tip number 1. You can go from dark to light with gouache. So let's start with some darker shadow colors and layer the lighter colors on top. This is the opposite of watercolor, where you have to go from light to dark, otherwise it just turns into a muddy mess. Since gouache is an opaque paint, you can layer lighter colors over the darker ones. It's quite forgiving, so if you make a mistake or don't like how a layer looks, you can just paint over it once it's dry. You can get a pretty nice textured look with gouache, and the colors underneath still show through with each layer. It's not as transparent as watercolor, but you can get some really interesting color mixes with this thicker paint. I quite like it. Tip number 2. Contrast looks good with gouache. Okay, so let's paint a darker background behind the lemons. I decided to use this darker blue color, and I'm just painting a rectangle around the lemons and the leaves. I do need to work on getting my colors more even when painting with gouache, but for my first try, I think this is pretty good. I'm also adding some white highlights to the lemons and leaves for a lighter contrast in the painting. And here is how the finished painting looks. Not bad for a first try. Overall, I quite like this type of paint. It's more forgiving than watercolor, doesn't take as long to dry, and you can get some nice textures with it. I bought this paint because I wanted to learn how to paint backgrounds with it. It will be interesting to see how I improve as time goes on. And now we have come to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed sharing some sweet summer days with me. For those of you who have stayed until the end, here is a little clip of a mama raccoon and her baby. They were living on our balcony, but they have since been relocated to an animal sanctuary where they can live out their little raccoon lives in safety. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next chapter of the Raven Diaries. Bye!